is kind of, seems to me at least, to be a God thing, because I'm not really noted for writing poems, not noted for writing. But just got the wild hair to do this one day, and sat down, and it just kind of flowed. So certainly not professional status, but I think it says a lot about our family. So I'll go ahead and read it. It's called The Wonderful Matthys Heritage. And it's written in loving tribute to and memory of the wonderful Maximilian and Johanna Matthys clan and their happy family reunions that continue to this day as joyful occasions. Thanks to God and our ancestors for such a great and blessed heritage that we can proudly continue and build upon. The wonderful Matthys heritage. There once was a handsome young fellow named Max who carried around some mighty big sacks. He had brought them from far across a big ocean, although he got quite sick from all the motion. Johanna, a very pretty and strong young gal, soon wanted handsome Max for her pal. Good cooking was only one of her wily knacks. Said she, I'll soon find out what's in those sacks. So she had Max over for a scrumptious dinner. But at the end, it was clear he was the winner, because while Max ate and his stomach got puffed, Johanna discovered the sacks with only paper were stuffed. Ah, the sacks worked again, said the burping young Max. And Johanna got so mad she looked for the axe. Said she, I'll fix him once and for all. Before I've done, he'll have a mighty hard fall. And indeed he did, but it was a fall in love. Before long she had him cooing like a turtle dove. Soon came a long and beautiful marriage, started with hardly more than an old horse and a carriage. In time came a baby boy, but not another. It was 4 sisters later before the boy got a brother. Then 4 more sisters were added to the roll, and it was for certain now life would never be droll. 6 more children were born after this, 2 boys, 4 girls, add to the list. A noisy houseful it most assuredly was. 1,000 angry bees couldn't match such a buzz. 2 other boy infants were spread in this Matthys mix. For sure on their sisters they would have pulled many tricks, but God in his wisdom only added them for 11, and so very soon decided they were needed back in heaven. 18 kiddos in all the marriage did bring, until finally Johanna exclaimed, Max, put away that darn thing. So he hopped out of bed, and away he did work from wee in the morning until well after dark. You kids, he yelled, had better get cracking. If you don't, I'll send you all packing. We've cows to milk and peas to shell. You better get busy or I'll give you... Well, Clarence, up from the cot he did jump, and along with him ran Alice to the pump. Wait, we don't have a pump, they said. We must be dreaming, but we're not in bed. So down to the well very fast they did go, with Emma, Lucy, and hound dogs in tow. Together they'd tug and together they'd pull, until finally with water their pails would be full. Then there was cotton to pick and corn to hoe. Oh, why, wondered Rosie, did Daddy plant such a long row? Plowing the fields was always a chore. When Max Jr. finished one, there was always some more. If pecan trees needed climbing, Clara was there, because she knew for certain that Pauline wouldn't dare. And the cranky old milk cows would create quite a scene every time they chased Alfred across the pasture so green. A vegetable garden put good food on the table. Velma and Tootie helped tend it all after cleaning the stable. Even though there was much work to be done, this bunch always found time to have them some fun. Teasing Rachel and shouting at Chad, the whole bunch would be singing even when times were bad. And occasionally their guardian angel to another would say, we're going to have some real competition one day. Of course, an occasional fight did occur, and sometimes a mudclod would fly with a blow. And of course, someone would get hit in the head, and then Mama Johanna would shout, "You kids, get to bed." Oh, what visions and voices could spring from this bunch. There couldn't ever have been a quiet lunch. Surely not with Mickey, Martha, and Sugar around, because it was definitely impossible for them not to make a sound. Sometimes Papa Max would sigh, "Oh my, what have I done?" Then Mama Johanna would say, "Papa, don't you try to run." But run away, a good man like Max would never do, even if it meant doing without a good coat or a shoe. So Papa Max stayed close by Johanna's side, saying, "I'll love you forever." And then they both cried. They each understood that worldly possessions would never be theirs, but that God had wonderfully blessed them with many, many heirs. And it continues today. More than once, Papa Max pulled his mustache and thought, "Lord, how will I care for these kids as I ought?" Then Mama Johanna his shoulder would softly touch and whisper, "God will provide. He loves us so much." God's word Max would consistently prattle and preach, while Johanna her many children would faithfully teach. Loud and long praises to God were lifted by the entire family, whose voices he had so richly gifted. Undaunted, Max and Johanna determined not an empire to build, but rather a God-fearing home with love to be filled. It's pretty plain to see that their determination succeeded, even though many times their love garden had to be weeded. For thistles and thorns on this sinful earth do grow, therefore even good seeds also require a good hoe. So perhaps at the time the whipping seemed stern, but what was right, Max and Johanna wanted their kids to learn. Without a doubt, they would expect us to want the same. For it should be with great pride that we carry their name. What a wonderful heritage is ours to uphold. What a joy to be a part of as it continues to unfold. Our times may be better, or maybe they're worse. Sometimes we wouldn't want to see them in verse. But one thing should be clear from this wonderful union. Without it, we could never have this family reunion.